Welcome to the Coins Explorer, the ultimate destination for all passionate coin collectors, treasure hunters, and numismatic enthusiasts who love exploring the hidden gems of American coinage, where ordinary-looking coins turn out to be worth fortunes and pocket change can hide million-dollar surprises. Today's incredible story takes us deep into the mysterious world of the 1981 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that has left collectors speechless and auction rooms buzzing with excitement, as one extremely rare specimen reportedly sold for an astonishing $23 million because of its unbelievable mint errors, unique characteristics, and the fascinating history that makes it one of the most valuable quarters ever to exist. The 1981 quarter, struck at the Denver Mint, was part of the last few years before the massive coinage changes of the 1980s, and while billions of these coins were made, one in particular has drawn the eyes of experts because it features a set of minting anomalies so dramatic and so unique that they have elevated it from a simple 25-cent piece to a multi-million-dollar collector's dream. To understand what makes this 1981 quarter so special, we must dive into the mysterious minting process and explore how small imperfections can turn a regular coin into a priceless treasure. Every coin minted goes through a multi-step process involving blank planchets, dies, striking pressure, and design alignment. In some cases, when these steps go wrong, they can produce error coins, and the 1981 quarter in question is believed to combine several of these rare errors at once. One of the first things experts noticed was its double die obverse, where George Washington's profile appears slightly doubled around the face, jawline, and lettering, showing a rare misalignment during the die hubbing process. This kind of doubling error is already valuable, but this particular coin goes further. It has dramatic off-center striking that shifted the entire design several degrees clockwise, leaving part of the rim nearly blank while cutting off parts of the lettering and date. Such off-center strikes are eye-catching, and when combined with strong details and full luster, they skyrocket in desirability. But the story doesn't end there. The 1981 quarter worth $23 million also displays a rare transitional metal composition error. Instead of being struck on the standard copper-nickel-clad planchet used for quarters of the time, analysis suggested it was struck on a 90% silver planchet left over from older mint stock or possibly a misplaced foreign planchet intended for a different denomination. This rare mix-up in metal composition gives the coin a distinctive color tone and weight difference, making it stand out immediately to trained numismatic eyes. The discovery of a wrong planchet error in a modern coin is incredibly unusual, as minting technology had improved significantly by 1981, reducing the chances of such mistakes. However, history tells us that the U.S. Mint was no stranger to unexpected blunders, and coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1965 silver dime prove that transitional or leftover planchets sometimes slip through quality control. When collectors heard about this 1981 quarter being struck on a rare silver planchet with double dies and off-center features, the value estimate soared instantly. To add even more mystery, the coin's reverse, the side showing the American eagle, reveals a rotated die alignment of nearly 180 degrees, meaning the eagle is almost upside down when the obverse is right side up. Rotated die errors of such severity are extremely scarce, especially when combined with other mistakes. The combination of all these factors, off-center strike, double die obverse, wrong metal planchet, and rotated reverse, makes this coin a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Experts also noted that the coin exhibits full mint luster, sharp edge reading, and an almost proof-like surface, suggesting it may have been struck with unusually high pressure or possibly on a polished die intended for special test strikes. The Denver Mint, known for its huge coin production numbers, occasionally produced test strikes or experimental coins during die changes, and it's possible that this 1981 quarter was an experimental piece that accidentally entered circulation. Its exceptional preservation condition, graded by professional coin services as MS68 with deep mirror-like surfaces, further enhances its rarity. At a major auction, the coin attracted worldwide attention, with bidders from private collections and institutions vying for the chance to own it. The final hammer price reached an unbelievable $23 million, making it one of the most expensive Washington quarters ever sold. This breathtaking amount isn't just because of its errors. It's also because of its historical significance and the sheer improbability of such a combination existing. Collectors view this coin as the perfect storm of numismatic anomalies, a coin that tells a story about the precision and imperfection of minting technology and the unpredictable beauty that can result from a mistake. Some experts even speculate that this coin might have been struck during a transition test period between die replacements, possibly involving leftover or experimental planchets, creating a genuine mystery about its true origin. The fascination around the 1981 D quarter doesn't stop with its value. Its story serves as a reminder that incredible finds can still be made today. Imagine discovering a coin like this in your change, or an old jar of coins sitting forgotten in your home. That's why collectors and enthusiasts constantly check the details of their quarters, looking for slight differences in mint marks, odd weights, or design shifts that might point to hidden errors. There are many 1981 D quarters in existence, but only this one with its exceptional error combination and striking beauty has captivated the numismatic community to such an extreme level. It's a coin that bridges the world of everyday currency and museum-worthy art, a testament to how imperfection can become perfection in the eyes of collectors. And for every treasure hunter out there, it serves as a powerful motivation to keep exploring, because even in a pile of common coins, one incredible mistake can change everything. The thrill of coin collecting lies not just in the monetary reward but in the stories these small pieces of metal tell. Stories of history, craftsmanship, human error, and luck. The 1981 D quarter worth $23 million reminds us that behind every mint mark and date lies a universe of possibilities waiting to be discovered. So next time you hold a quarter in your hand, take a closer look. It might just be a piece of American history worth millions. Keep searching, keep exploring, and who knows, the next legendary coin could be sitting right in your pocket, waiting for you to find it. Thanks for watching The Coins Explorer, where we uncover the most extraordinary stories behind ordinary coins, inspiring you to never stop looking for the next big discovery hidden in plain sight. Next 1984 D quarter dollar. Today's coin story will leave you speechless because we are diving deep into the mysterious and fascinating world of the 1984 D Washington quarter dollar, a coin that looks ordinary to the untrained eye, but has recently made headlines for fetching a staggering $31 million at a private auction. All thanks to the astonishing errors and minting mistakes that turned this simple 25-cent piece into one of the most valuable and desired coins ever known to collectors. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that most people would spend without a second thought, not realizing that it might be worth more than an entire mansion, luxury cars, and a lifetime of wealth combined. That's exactly what makes the story of the 1984 D quarter so fascinating. To understand why this coin reached such an extraordinary value, we need to look at the minting process at the Denver Mint during the year, when the U.S. Mint was producing millions of quarters daily, often under immense pressure to meet demand. And that's where perfection sometimes slips away, resulting in rare and spectacular mint errors that collectors chase for decades. One of the main reasons the 1984 D quarter is worth so much is due to an incredibly rare double die obverse error, where the design on the front of the coin, particularly George Washington's profile, was accidentally struck twice by the die in slightly misaligned positions, creating a ghost-like duplication visible around Washington's eye, mouth, and lettering such as Liberty and In God We Trust. This doubling effect is one of the most dramatic ever recorded on a quarter, and it instantly elevated the status of this coin among serious numismatists. But that's just the beginning. This same coin also exhibits an extraordinary off-center strike, estimated at nearly 25%, where the entire design is shifted so far from its intended position that part of the rim is completely missing, while a blank crescent of metal remains untouched by the die. A combination that makes this coin not just a simple error piece, but a once-in-a-lifetime mistake that could have only happened under rare minting conditions. What makes it even more fascinating is that despite these glaring errors, the coin managed to retain all its crucial design details, including a strong mint mark, D for Denver, clear date, 1984, and visible features on both sides, making it a visually stunning example of minting chaos preserved in perfect condition. Experts believe that this coin might have been struck during a brief period of machine malfunction, where the dies were slightly loose and misaligned, causing multiple errors on a single coin before the problem was corrected. Additionally, metallurgical analysis suggests that the planchet, the blank piece of metal used to strike the coin, may have had unusual impurities or an incorrect alloy mix, possibly leading to color variations and luster differences compared to regular 1984 D quarters, giving it an even more distinct visual appeal. Some coin specialists argue that this particular specimen could have been a transitional strike, where leftover planchets from a previous production batch were accidentally used, resulting in a slight weight difference, which when combined with a doubling and off-center error, makes this coin truly unique. The rarity factor plays a huge role here because among the hundreds of millions of 1984 D quarters produced, only one known coin has surfaced with this combination of dramatic minting errors, and that's what fuels its astronomical value. The condition of this quarter is another major contributor to its worth, graded by experts as being in mint state condition with nearly flawless surfaces and strong strike details. It showcases the kind of preservation that's rarely seen on error coins, since most are typically damaged or show heavy circulation wear. When this coin finally appeared at auction, collectors from around the world entered fierce bidding wars, driving its final price to an astonishing $31 million, setting a record for the most expensive Washington quarter ever sold. But beyond the sheer dollar value, the story of this coin captures the magic of coin collecting, the idea that something as simple as an overlooked quarter in your pocket could hide a fortune. People have started checking their change again, searching for 1984 D quarters with odd features like doubling, misaligned designs, missing letters, or off-center strikes, in hopes that lightning might strike twice. Imagine the excitement of spotting a faint doubling on Washington's eye or an uneven rim that looks slightly off, tiny imperfections that could be worth millions if authenticated. The coin's fame has also sparked discussions about other rare quarters from the 1980s, since that decade produced a surprising number of notable errors across multiple denominations due to evolving minting technology and maintenance lapses at various mints. Collectors now view 1984 D as a symbol of the unpredictable beauty of minting imperfections, where human error and mechanical malfunction combine to create something far more valuable than intended. Experts have compared the 1984 D error quarter to other legendary coins, like the 1932 D quarter or the 1970 S-proof quarter struck on a 1941 Canadian coin, both of which hold mythic status in numismatic circles. Yet what truly sets the 1984 D apart is not just its rarity, but the sheer visual drama of its errors. The overlapping letters, the partially missing rim, and the perfect preservation of every mistake in crisp detail. The coin surfaces reflect light differently because of the double striking, creating subtle ridges and textures that are impossible to replicate, and under magnification, tiny die cracks and strike lines reveal a violent minting process frozen in time. Some theories even suggest that this coin may have been intentionally kept by a mint employee who recognized its uniqueness, only for it to resurface decades later in a private collection before being brought to auction. Whether intentional or accidental, its survival is nothing short of miraculous. Every collector dreams of discovering a coin like this, an unassuming piece of metal that defies expectations and rewrites history. The 1984 D quarter reminds us that perfection isn't what makes coins valuable. It's the imperfections that tell their story. Each dent, shift, or misalignment is a fingerprint of the minting process, and when those marks happen to be rare enough, they transform an everyday object into a piece of art and history worth millions. So, the next time you come across a 1984 D quarter in your change, take a closer look, examine the date, the mint mark, the edges, and the fine details of Washington's face. You never know when you might be holding a fortune. The legacy of this $31 million coin continues to inspire treasure hunters, collectors, and everyday people who dream of that once-in-a-lifetime find, proving that hidden treasures can still be out there waiting in the most unexpected places. From pocket change to priceless artifact, the 1984 D Washington quarter stands as a shining reminder that sometimes the smallest details can make the biggest difference in the world of coin collecting, and that one simple error, one slight mistake, can turn an ordinary piece of money into a legend that will be talked about for generations to come. Right here on the Coins Explorer, where every coin tells a story, and every story has the power to uncover history's hidden riches. Next, 1980 D Lincoln Penny. The ultimate destination for every coin enthusiast and treasure hunter who loves uncovering the hidden fortune inside old pocket change. And today we're diving deep into one of the most surprising discoveries in modern numismatic history. The 1980 D Washington quarter dollar that shocked collectors and experts alike when it was auctioned for an unbelievable $5 million because of its mysterious and rare minting errors and unusual characteristics that make it one of the most valuable quarters ever struck by the U.S. Mint. At first glance, most people would dismiss a 1980 D quarter as ordinary loose change, a simple 25-cent coin used countless times in vending machines and parking meters. But within the world of rare coin collecting, one specific 1980 D quarter broke all expectations by revealing a stunning combination of minting mistakes, striking anomalies, and metallurgical oddities that pushed its value from a mere 25 cents to millions of dollars. Collectors and professional graders describe this coin as a masterpiece of error evolution, a living proof that small accidents during the minting process can sometimes create masterpieces worth more than gold. The Denver Mint in 1980 produced hundreds of millions of quarters bearing the D Mint mark, but among that massive production, a tiny handful were struck on the wrong planchets, off-center, double die, or even transitional compositions left over from earlier production cycles, leading to mind-blowing discoveries decades later when these coins surfaced in circulation or private hoards. The most famous of all is the $5 million example believed to have been struck on a copper-nickel-clad planchet with a broad strike and off-center die alignment combined with visible double die features on both the obverse and reverse. On close examination, the portrait of George Washington on this coin displays a dramatic doubling on the word Liberty and noticeable distortion around the date 1980, where the numerals seem slightly shadowed and stretched due to die fatigue or improper hubbing during production. The mint mark, D, itself appears repunched. A repunched mint mark, RPM, error is when the die is struck more than once while applying the mint mark, causing a ghost-like effect under magnification, something collectors pay thousands for on its own. What makes this 1980 D quarter particularly unique is the combination of errors, not just one. It's a triple error coin featuring a misaligned die strike, an off-metal planchet, and strong doubling on design elements. The edge of the coin reveals additional intrigue. The reading is incomplete, suggesting that it may have been struck slightly outside the collar, a sign that the coin shifted during striking, producing what's known as a broad strike error. When a coin like this escapes into circulation, it becomes a true legend among collectors, because such multiple errors rarely occur simultaneously, and when they do, they are usually caught during mint inspection and melted down before reaching the public. Experts who studied the $5 million specimen also pointed out that its planchet composition was slightly unusual. Metallurgical analysis revealed trace elements of silver or foreign alloy contamination, possibly from leftover blanks of earlier coinage cycles or from a mechanical mix-up in the hopper, where different planchets from other denominations could have become mixed with quarter blanks. This type of off-metal error instantly raises the value exponentially, since the coin would have a slightly different weight, tone, or coloration compared to normal 1980 quarters, attracting the attention of advanced collectors who specialize in minting anomalies. Furthermore, the coin's reverse design featuring the heraldic eagle shows strong die clash marks. These occur when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, transferring faint impressions of one design onto the other side of the coin. These ghostly outlines add visual character and storytelling depth to the coin, as they document a real physical accident at the Denver Mint that left a permanent mark in U.S. coinage history. Another fascinating element in this legendary 1980 D quarter is the possibility of it being a transitional error, a rare situation where leftover planchets or design elements from a previous year are mistakenly used during a new production year. Some numismatists speculate that this coin might have been struck using dies originally prepared for experimental or proof issues, explaining its sharper than normal relief and unique surface luster. The combination of all these details, off-metal composition, broad strike, double die, repunchment mark, and die clash, created a numismatic marvel, one that collectors dream of finding in pocket change. Over the decades, stories have circulated of similar 1980 D quarters being found in bank rolls, estate collections, or old coin jars, but none have matched the perfection and rarity of the $5 million example. The coin's discovery caused waves across major auction houses, with bidding wars erupting among private collectors, museums, and investment firms who saw it not just as a coin, but as a piece of American minting history that tells the story of human error, precision, and the unpredictable beauty of mechanical production. Every time such an extraordinary error coin surfaces, it reminds collectors why coin hunting is so thrilling. You never know when a simple coin from your pocket might turn out to be a life-changing treasure. In the case of the 1980 D quarter, the coin's exceptional condition also played a huge role in its value. Graded by professional coin grading services as being in near-perfect mint state condition, possibly MS67 or higher, it retained its original luster, minimal contact marks, and sharply defined design features, proving that it was either set aside shortly after minting or never entered regular circulation. High-grade error coins are exponentially rarer because most mint mistakes are discovered and damaged, whereas this one somehow survived untouched, making it an absolute gem among error coins. The story of the $5 million 1980 D quarter continues to inspire new generations of collectors to check their change and search through rolls of quarters in hopes of discovering another anomaly hiding in plain sight. It also raises awareness about the many types of errors that can occur in U.S. coinage. Off-center strikes where part of the design is missing, double denomination strikes where a coin is accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another denomination, and die breaks or cuds that create raised blobs of metal along the rim. Each of these errors tells its own story and adds value depending on its visibility and rarity. The 1980 D error quarter stands as a prime example of how a coin's imperfection can turn it into perfection in the eyes of collectors. For anyone passionate about coin hunting, this is a reminder that even modern coins from the 1980s can hold hidden surprises. Imagine the excitement of discovering a quarter that looks slightly off, taking it to a coin shop, and realizing that you're holding one of the rarest minting mistakes ever recorded. Stories like these fuel the coin collecting community and make shows, auctions, and treasure hunts so engaging. Many believe that additional examples might still exist, tucked away in private jars or forgotten drawers, waiting to be recognized for their true worth. So the next time you receive a 1980D quarter in your change, don't overlook it. Inspect it under good lighting, check the details, the mint mark, the edges, and the color differences. That tiny detail you notice might be the key to unlocking an unbelievable fortune. The $5 million 1980D quarter reminds everyone that the U.S. Mint's history is full of surprises, and that coin collecting is not just a hobby, but a journey of discovery, patience, and sometimes pure luck. Whether it's a double die, off-center, or off-metal planchet, each unique feature adds a layer of mystery and historical value. For collectors and dreamers alike, this coin stands as a symbol that even the smallest object can hold a story worth millions, and that the next big discovery might be sitting right in your pocket change, waiting for you to find it. Next, 1989p $quarter USA coin. The Coins Explorer, the place where every small piece of metal could be hiding a fortune. And today we're diving deep into one of the most jaw-dropping discoveries in the world of coin collecting, the 1989p $quarter that reportedly sold for an unbelievable $5 million because of its astonishing and extremely rare errors that make it a treasure of unimaginable value. A coin that most people might overlook in their pocket change, yet one that hides mysteries of minting mistakes, striking anomalies, and metal composition defects that turned it from an ordinary Washington quarter into a legend worth millions. When we talk about the 1989p $quarter, we're referring to a coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which was known for producing massive quantities of coins during the late 1980s, often resulting in subtle but important minting flaws that went unnoticed at the time, but have since become valuable to collectors who know what to look for. The Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark on these coins until 1980, but by 1989 the P mark was present and used on circulation coins, and one of those pieces, believed to have been struck under unusual minting conditions, has now reached mythical status in the coin market. This specific 1989p $quarter that shocked collectors and auction houses alike was reportedly found with an incredibly rare double strike error combined with a dramatic off-center misalignment that left George Washington's profile partially duplicated, with parts of the rim missing and sections of the motto, "In God We Trust," distorted beyond recognition. Errors like these are considered minting miracles because they typically occur when a coin is struck more than once or when it fails to eject properly before being struck again, creating overlapping images and text that collectors prize as one of a kind. The 1989p $quarter also displays what experts call a broad strike, where the coin was struck outside the retaining collar, allowing the metal to spread wider than usual, creating an abnormally large and flattened edge that immediately stands out to trained eyes. Furthermore, some reports mention the coin possessing a rare, clipped planchet defect, where part of the metal blank was missing before striking, leaving a crescent-shaped gap that adds to its visual uniqueness and its high demand among error coin enthusiasts. The metal composition of 1989 quarters was supposed to be a copper-nickel clad combination, with an inner copper core and outer nickel layers, but some examples from that year have been discovered with improper alloy mixing or struck on transitional or foreign planchets, meaning that the blank metal disc might have belonged to another coin series or even another country's minting batch, which dramatically raises its rarity. Imagine a 1989 quarter that was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for a dime or a 5-cent piece, resulting in a lighter, thinner coin that still bears the design of the Washington quarter, but with incorrect weight and diameter measurements. Errors like that are beyond rare and could easily propel its market price into millions, especially if authenticated and certified by major grading companies like PCGS or NGC. The $5 million valuation associated with this 1989p $quarter likely comes from the combination of multiple error factors: double strike, off-center alignment, planchet issue, and high-grade preservation condition, all merging to create what is essentially a one-of-a-kind specimen that can never be replicated. Coin collectors often talk about condition rarity, and this coin's preservation in nearly flawless mint state condition despite its error-laden features makes it even more extraordinary. Many error coins get damaged in circulation or fail to survive long enough for collectors to recognize them. But this one reportedly remained untouched, maintaining sharp detail on both obverse and reverse sides, with visible die cracks around Washington's neck and the reverse eagle's wings that further suggest mechanical stress during minting. Such visible die cracks are signs of worn-out dies or misalignment in the striking process, both of which are clues to how this coin escaped normal minting controls. Another fascinating detail that numismatists point out is the presence of a possible grease-filled die effect, where sections of the coin's design, particularly the letters in United States of America and E pluribus unum, appear faint or partially missing because grease or debris clogged the die cavities during striking, resulting in incomplete impressions. This kind of error adds to the mystery and uniqueness, as it creates a pattern of missing details that differ from any other known example. The market value of coins like this isn't determined by metal content, but by the story they tell, the minting mystery they carry, and the extreme rarity of their physical condition. Over the years, many ordinary-looking coins have surprised collectors with shocking auction results when their hidden errors were discovered, and the 1989 P-quarters case is one of those that became a legend overnight. Imagine holding what looks like an average Washington quarter, only to realize under a magnifier that it bears multiple striking errors, rare planchet anomalies, and perfect luster, making it a combination that no other coin shares. When word spread about this coin's $5 million sale, it sent shockwaves across the numismatic world, reigniting interest in searching through pocket change, old coin jars, and inherited collections for potential hidden treasures from the same year. Some collectors speculate that there could be other 1989 quarters with partial errors that remain undiscovered, possibly sitting unnoticed in circulation, and that one lucky finder might stumble upon another extraordinary specimen someday. The Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters that year, but quality control lapses, die fatigue, and mechanical mishaps could have allowed a handful of strange anomalies to escape detection. Among these possibilities, some numismatists also believe there may exist a 1989 P-quarter struck with a rotated die error, where the obverse and reverse designs are misaligned by a noticeable degree, sometimes 90 or even 180 degrees apart, a defect that can multiply the coin's value several times over. Others mention that there have been rumors of off-metal strikes, such as coins accidentally made using foreign coin blanks or earlier composition alloys, which would also contribute to its enormous valuation. The combination of these theories and discoveries adds a layer of mystery and allure to the story, making collectors dream of uncovering their own million-dollar coin. The incredible attention surrounding this coin has also reminded enthusiasts of how important it is to carefully inspect every coin, no matter how common it appears, because the minting process is complex and prone to rare errors that the human eye might easily miss. The $5 million 1989 P-quarter serves as a symbol of that possibility, showing how history, accident, and luck can merge into one small piece of metal that rewrites its value beyond imagination. Many collectors continue to research minting records, die varieties, and batch production logs from 1989 to determine if other anomalies from the same die pair may exist, but so far, no other exact duplicate has surfaced, confirming its uniqueness. The fascination with this coin is not just about its value, but about the sense of wonder it inspires, the way it challenges the idea of what something ordinary can become when combined with rarity and chance. It reminds every collector and treasure hunter out there that even modern coins can hold secrets of immense worth if one looks close enough. So, the next time you find a 1989 P-quarter in your change, take a moment to examine it under good light, Check for off-center strikes, double images, die cracks, clipped edges, or missing details. Because who knows, you might be holding a hidden fortune just like the one that stunned the world and proved that a tiny minting error can turn 25 cents into $5 million, forever changing the life of the lucky finder and adding another thrilling chapter to the endless hunt for rare and valuable coins in American history. Last 1988 1-cent USA coin. Today's story will absolutely shock every coin enthusiast and treasure hunter out there because we're diving deep into the mysterious and incredibly valuable 1988 P Washington quarter that reportedly sold for a jaw-dropping $4 million due to its unbelievable mint errors and rare production anomalies that make it one of the most sought-after and talked about coins in the modern era of U.S. coinage. So get ready as we unfold how a simple 25-cent coin from 1988 turned into a multi-million-dollar collectible, a small metallic disc that carries not just history but also layers of mystery, craftsmanship flaws, and minting miracles that make experts, collectors, and investors alike lose their minds over its existence. Now, the 1988 P quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which produced millions of quarters that year, making it one of the most common coins at first glance. But what separates this $4 million piece from ordinary ones is the cluster of bizarre minting mistakes that occurred during production, transforming a regular quarter into a once-in-a-lifetime discovery that defied all logic of mint perfection. Imagine holding a coin that exhibits multiple dramatic errors, double strikes, off-center impressions, planchet composition flaws, and die clashes that combine to form a truly one-of-a-kind visual spectacle. Reports and numismatic analyses suggest that this particular 1988 P quarter might have been struck on a transitional planchet, possibly using leftover metal intended for a different denomination or even a foreign coin, which gives it a distinct composition that doesn't match the standard copper-nickel-clad quarters of its time. This subtle but critical difference immediately makes the coin fascinating because transitional errors are extremely rare and usually happen only when the U.S. Mint changes its metal content or equipment, yet somehow, one planchet from a previous or experimental batch slipped through quality control and was struck with the 1988 quarter dies, creating an error that experts consider almost miraculous. Furthermore, close examination of this million-dollar coin reveals signs of a misaligned die, meaning that the obverse, front, and reverse, back, designs are slightly off-center relative to each other, giving the coin a shadow-like doubling effect that makes Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse appear distorted and doubled, a feature highly prized among error collectors. Some experts also notice that the coin's edges display incomplete reading, suggesting it might have been struck on a planchet that was not properly prepared or was slightly undersized, which again points to an error in the minting setup, a factor that adds incredible value, since most such flawed coins are caught before release. The 1988 P quarter also reportedly exhibits die cracks running through Washington's face and across the reverse lettering, with visible raised metal lines where the die itself fractured during the striking process, capturing a snapshot of the mint machinery literally breaking apart under stress, a phenomenon collectors love because it means the coin records a piece of minting history frozen in time. Another fascinating theory about this $4 million quarter involves the possibility of a rare double denomination error, meaning the coin might have been struck over another coin of a different value, such as a dime or even a cent, which would produce faint outlines or ghostly images of two different coin designs overlapping, something that's not only visually stunning but also outrageously rare in the world of coin minting. If the 1988 P quarter indeed carries traces of another denomination beneath its design, that alone could justify its astronomical price, because such an error essentially makes it two coins in one, created by a rare mechanical accident that the mint almost never allows to leave the facility. Some numismatists claim that the $4 million example also possesses a dramatic full blockage on one side, meaning it was struck with another coin still stuck between the dies, creating a mirror-like impression of one side on the other, a breathtaking visual phenomenon that occurs once in many millions of strikes. What makes this specific quarter even more mysterious is the high-quality strike despite its multiple errors, showing sharp details and brilliant luster, suggesting it may have been struck with unusually high pressure or on an experimental press setup, further distinguishing it from typical production coins. Another reason for its value lies in its immaculate preservation. While most error coins are discovered in circulation and show signs of wear, this specimen was reportedly found in mint-state condition, possibly pulled from an original Federal Reserve roll before ever reaching public hands, which makes it both a mint error and a pristine collector's piece. In auctions, collectors go wild for such anomalies because they combine both rarity and story. The 1988 P quarter embodies the perfect storm of human error, mechanical imperfection, and chance discovery. It's said that when this coin surfaced, experts spent weeks verifying its authenticity using advanced scanning and metallurgical analysis, confirming that it was indeed struck on an anomalous planchet with features inconsistent with the standard quarter composition. The discovery shook the numismatic community because 1988 was not a transitional year for quarters, which made the find even more inexplicable. How could such an error happen when no composition changes were officially recorded? This mystery only added to its desirability as collectors began speculating about secret test strikes, accidental use of leftover blanks, or even experimental runs at the Philadelphia Mint that were never publicly documented. Adding to its charm, the 1988 P quarter's design itself carries subtle features that reflect the minting technology of the late 1980s, an era before computer precision fully dominated the process, meaning human oversight played a greater role and errors were more likely to slip through unnoticed. The letter P, mint mark under Washington's portrait, struck slightly off position on this coin, is itself a diagnostic marker that experts use to confirm its authenticity, and its unique die markers, small dots, lines, and raised metal flaws, serve as a fingerprint that matches no other known coin. As for the $4 million valuation, it didn't appear overnight. It climbed steadily as more experts studied it, media attention grew, and private collectors competed to own a piece of numismatic history unlike any other. Auction records show that wealthy investors and museum curators have increasingly targeted high-grade mint errors because they represent moments when machines, materials, and timing all collided in unpredictable ways, creating unintentional art from industrial imperfection. The story of the 1988 P quarter also inspires ordinary people to start checking their pocket change more carefully, because it proves that even modern coins from the late 20th century can harbor fortune-level secrets if you know what to look for. Imagine walking into a store, spending a quarter without realizing it could have paid off your house. That's the kind of magic and mystery this coin represents. Its existence reminds us that minting errors, though often small, can turn everyday objects into priceless artifacts that bridge the gap between technology, luck, and history. Collectors often describe holding such coins as touching a time capsule, a metal document of human oversight that has survived decades unnoticed until finally discovered by sharp eyes. The 1988 P quarter has become more than a coin. It's a legend in the numismatic world, a symbol of how imperfection can lead to perfection in value. From the missing reeds on its edge to the faint doubled images of its design, every microscopic flaw tells a story of mechanical stress, human error, and cosmic chance. It's this blend of rarity, mystery, and undeniable beauty that drives its multi-million-dollar price tag. Some experts have even called it the miracle quarter of the 1980s because no one expected such an extraordinary mint anomaly to come from a period of relatively stable production. Its story continues to fuel new collectors' curiosity and veteran numismatists' fascination, making it one of the most talked about discoveries in recent decades. Whether it was a misfeed in the striking press, a leftover experimental blank, or a simple yet monumental oversight. The result is a coin that has transcended its humble 25-cent face value to become a masterpiece worth millions.